Helping to provide some insight into Beijing's developing relationship with El Salvador is Michael Shifter. He's president of Inter-American Dialogue, and he writes about Latin American affairs for major news outlets. Want to welcome you to the broadcast. El Salvador is a small country in Central America, diverse economy. How do you see it fitting in with China? I mean, how does this relationship grow? Where does it go from here?
Well, it's clearly motivated by economic interests and also to project El Salvador onto the global stage. It is part of the so-called backyard of the United States today, and clearly China is engaging in a very aggressive strategy in Latin America. We had a year ago Panama recognized People's Republic of China, then Dominican Republic earlier this year. So, and what China offers is economic investment, cooperative projects, and I think we should expect to see that in El Salvador. And El Salvador is a poor country, and with a lot of people leaving, and so they're looking for economic opportunities, and that seems like a very, very appealing option at this point.
China is interested to almost kind of laser focus on the region, while the United States is kind of, I don't know if you'd say indifferent or what. It doesn't seem like it's high on the priority list for the Trump administration. Actually, it didn't seem like it was that much for the Obama administration either. It is the backyard. Is that a mistake?
This has been a trend. I think we should see this as part of the evolution in terms of China's growing engagement and presence in Latin America, and also, as you mentioned, the withdrawal of the United States, the indifference of the United States, preoccupied with our own problems, preoccupied with Asia, the Middle East, and other areas that are considered more strategically important. And I think you have governments in the region that are just being pragmatic. This isn't an ideological question, it's a pragmatic question, economic question. They want to increase growth, they want to reduce poverty, and if there's investment and there's increased trade, and somebody's making a good offer, as China might be, they're obviously going to be very interested. And the United States is not providing an alternative, and unless it does so, it's going to lose a lot of ground.
Some senators, though, are grousing about it. You and I talked before you came on the broadcast. Marco Rubio has been very upset about this on Twitter. Cory Gardner, another one, weighing in on this. Are they likely to make some kind of rumbles on Capitol Hill about this? Or?
Well, this has been an increasing concern of the United States, and El Salvador is one of the recipients of the Alliance for Prosperity countries, including Guatemala and Honduras, which also we might expect to shift to China in the not too distant future. And there is the reaction expresses the sense that, well, you know, you're in our backyard, we're providing you with opportunities. This is, you should work with us and not work with China, as if posing a choice. And of course, I think this is self-defeating because if the United States withdraws more, if you threaten to reduce aid or withdraw aid, that the U.S. is going to even lose more influence, and the Salvadorans are going to pursue their own national interests and self-interest and look for economic growth and the like. And it's also hypocritical. The United States recognized China 40 years ago, 1979. And so El Salvador is doing exactly the same thing. Why criticize El Salvador when the United States did this 40 years ago?
They're kind of late to the game in a sense.
Right, exactly.
Michael Shifter, thanks so much. Really appreciate it.